not the Torah portion really, but we have to realize that God just doesn't, Hashem, we call God the name Hashem, right? The ineffable name, the name, the Yud K Vav K, everything comes into being from him, from the creator. Um, he's not just some concept, meaning like there's a world and there's I live in the world and I function in the world and there's billions of people and there's animals and fish and all sorts of different things going on in the world. And there's also a creator, Hashem. Hashem is doing everything. Everything is Hashem. That's what we mean when the Torah says, Ein od milvado. When the Jewish people stood at Mount Sinai, they were shown to know Hashem Elokim, that God is all power comes from him. He's the source of everything. Ein od milvado. There is nothing besides him. There's nothing besides him means just that. There's nothing besides him. So now let's circle back. So the Chozen Ish wants us to realize every different function that you have in your life, that without it, life would be extremely difficult you wouldn't be able to live, it'd be very hard. Everything you went through, a person's ears, his eyes, his ability to right, everything that we spoke about earlier. How his body works, the blood cells, the red blood cells, white blood cells, and right, all of that is coming directly from Hashem, is coming directly from God. And that is the cornerstone of emunah, of faith. Once we get to faith, like we said before, then we could start working on bitachon. Bitachon means trusting in Hashem, feeling secure. Security. Betach means security. You feel secure. Hashem is taking care of me. Hashem runs the world. God runs the world. So in order for us to cultivate those feelings, to get to those feelings, we first need to realize everything that God does for us. Everything Hashem does for us. And we can't take it for granted. We need to break it down. And when we start to realize that Hashem is doing it, not that he allows it, not that it's happening, he pressed a button, so to speak, a long time ago, and now poof, here I am. Every moment you're alive, every moment you can function in this world, your body, your soul. Hashem is mechadesh b'tuvo l'chol yom ta'amid ma'aseh b'reishis, one of the foundations of Judaism. Hashem renews Genesis every single moment, every single day. L'chol yom, we say in the daily morning prayers, and we base it on a verse. So we have to realize that. So that's where the Chozen Ish is going with this. And it's very important that we shouldn't leave any rock unturned. We should break it down and appreciate it. And of course, the job is to meditate. Think about all the benefits the human being has available that is afforded to him. And again, that's coming. It's not that God is allowing it. God is doing it. He's doing it. He's giving you these abilities at this very moment. So now let's go back inside. 4. Ra hayotzer. Right, so we're in the middle of the page. I don't know if you want to expand it a little bit, Rav Mendel. Thank you very much for manning the pages. Ra hayotzer, the creator saw Shadayin ein achayim mitachim al mas guntam, that life would still not flow according to plan. Imlo yeh kesher ish imre'eu, there would be no communication between man and his fellow. The olam shekulam chershem the ilmim notol kol erech, and a world in which everyone is deaf and mute is, he calls, worthless, doesn't have value. If we're deaf and mute, the ein boy shum mamish, and has no substance. So told me menu hatoho, emptiness would have been preferable if we wouldn't be able to experience life and communicate. Amad ve'tikein mechona mitzafes kolos mishunim. The creator therefore took the initiative and fashioned a machine that chirps a variety of sounds. And we call this machine a mouth. And corresponding to the mouth, he created a machine, right? Mispa'elas v'nirgeshes mikol tenuas kol. It is activated by the senses of every sound wave. And we call this machine an ear. Think about times when a person had trouble speaking. How difficult was their daily living? They couldn't communicate. They couldn't speak. The ability for speech, Hashem created it. The ability to hear what another person has to say is so important. And it's something that says the Chozen Ish, God is putting us in this world and he's giving us all these gifts. And we have to recognize it. Through the use of the mouth and ear, ish el re'ehu. Language spoken from man to his fellows created via Adam lenefesh chaya, and man became a living being. L'ruach memalala, a speaking spirit. Let's see 35 on the bottom. The entire purpose of creation is for man, and it's a man's ability to communicate that makes him capable of fulfilling his purpose. And explaining Unclos's non-literal rendition of the words living being, a speaking spirit, notes that speech is to a man as fruit is to a fruit tree. Well, there's certainly other important parts of the tree. Its primary function is to produce fruit. Similarly, the other functions that make a person a living being, the power of speech is the primary function that enables him to fulfill his mission. This is why the Torah's description of a living being in Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, refers specifically to man's ability to speak. And we do many mitzvos with speaking. And we have to be very careful how to speak, what not to say, what to say, to speak appropriately, properly, because speech is something spiritual. Speech is your connection to others. It's your connection to God. Prayer, which is our lifeline in this world, to Hashem, to call out to Hashem. And Hashem, God, reacts towards that. That's one of the fundamental ways of us connecting to Hashem, especially in difficult times. We all face throughout our lives difficult times. The difficult times, the darkness is in order to expose the light. And we only do that through prayer. Also, words of Torah. Words of Torah is spoken like we're doing here and now. And that's the purpose of why we're in this world. We're in this world for speech. And King Solomon says, life and death is in that is dependent on our speech. The way we speak can bring life, can encourage, can help others, can build. Again, prayer to Hashem creates what's called in Kabbalah, right? In Kabbalistic terms, a shefa. Bounty comes down into the world through your prayers. Your prayers open tsinoros, so to speak, lifelines, pipes or lifelines, tsinor, connections to us and Hashem, and that creates different salvations, Yeshua salvations come, and they come through prayer. They come through connection to Hashem, and that's with our speech. Let's continue. For what benefit is there for a person under the sun? If he was endowed with a lip that speaks and an ear that hears, he could speak, but he lacks intelligence. How could he speak then? Maybe he's very, very basic, or he can make sounds, but he can't really say words. Then we'd be lost. Without understanding, he'd be like an animal. Like an ox that eats grass. And the animals really were created as a function in this world for us. to serve our Creator. But the desire of the Creator of the world. We go now to page 18, next page. To create an extremely wise person in this world. A human being, the crown of creation is our intellect, our physical feats. We have the Olympics coming up in a couple of days, and the Olympics
Tonight.
Tonight. Thank you. Very exciting, the Olympics, right? Everyone's always excited about the Olympics. You have the world coming together, a moment of countries that don't necessarily get along coming together, right? At least that's the idea.
Right.
And you have people that practice their whole lives from almost infancy to become tremendous athletes. We can't imagine. Great athletes, but you have to realize something. You have to know this. This is truth. Animals are a lot faster than us. A bear is a lot stronger than any human being. A cheetah, the fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt, what is he, 30 miles an hour, 28 miles an hour? And I am not, that's unbelievable, a human being to go that fast. I can't imagine how fast he is, right? We see you watch it on the games. But a cheetah, a jaguar, to go probably 50, 60 miles an hour. No match for man. Where does man shine? Where's our real gift? Our true real gifts is our intellect. A human being that just focuses on the body, does not focus on his intellect, he is missing the point. The intellect, the das, understanding is what is unique about a human being. It's connected with speech. Of course, the highest level of intellect is spiritual intellect. But that's the reality. So continues the Chozen Ish. And to assign him as a ruler over all the creations. And he planted a root of wisdom in his mind. He planted a root of wisdom in his mind, and a seedling of intellect in his mind. Understanding how to bring everything under the sun. Tremendous capabilities that's coming from God. Our intellect is coming from God. If a person's smart, he's able to deduce things, he's able to learn things, he's able to explore and find new things. That's coming. God is endowing us with understanding, with our intellect. Indeed, that first blessing that the Jewish people pray for, Hashem, before health, wealth, before salvation, is intellect. Das. The fourth blessing. The first three blessings of the standing Amidah, of the standing prayer, the Shemona Esrei, is praising God, and the idea of resurrection of the dead, that Hashem is, he brings life and death. Things are reborn, things come back. Part of Gevuros, his strength, that's part of praising Hashem. The first request is we ask Hashem for our intellect. We should have our intellect. We should keep our intellect. Very important. And Hashem gave us this tremendous power to be ruler of the world in a positive way, of course. But a person whose mind is sharp and astute, and is able to isolate himself from the torrent of materialistic life, and uplift himself in his thoughts above all that exists in his material world. And to objectively serve from above life in the solar world. Use the concept of lofty wisdom instilled. Now we're on page 19. With any human formed of clay, meaning clay, meaning the physical matter, as one of the most puzzling mysteries. Man. And his soul will grow faint out of a deep desire to understand its secrets. We're all yearning, we're all searching for something. The richest man in the world. Who's the richest man in the world?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, right. He posted yesterday that it is truly correct that money cannot buy happiness. That's what the richest man in the world posted yesterday. Interesting. So coming back to this, right? A person could go after material things, but it only gets him so far. He feels a void. He has this lofty wisdom that God gave him. He's meant for so much more. A race car driver that could, compete in the Grand Prix, and you give him instead a V4 engine, and you tell him to, start driving Uber. He's meant for so much more. He has so much talent. And that's not, he's not going to be satisfied. He's not going to be happy. A human being is meant for so much more than just physically getting by in life. And Hashem made us, God made us for so much more. And it's not enough for us just to have our physical needs met. We have this, what he calls this deep desire to understand its secret. He spoke about this in the beginning of the work as well, if you remember. He realizes that its understanding is distant from him. Secret of life. And the sense of wonderment will grow even greater. When we contemplate the development of intelligence, which is so profound it defies description in physical terms. Intelligence, our brains, intellectual ability. The mind has no length or width. Neither youth nor old age. Inhabits physical body. Intellect is unbelievable. It could reach, it soar, it could go very far. You look at a great mind, it's in a physical body. The body has measurements, but the mind does not have measurements. The mind is something spiritual. When a person is still, when he was still an infant, his intellect too has the same underdeveloped capacity. The gadol, when a person progressively grows, his intellect too grows with him. So the intellect is this fascinating creation, this fascinating part of a human being that exists. And of course, a person, again, is going to feel a sense of emptiness if he just uses it for material needs. Of course, he could do that, right? The way that a person wants to go in life. So God leads him, even leads him. And if a person gets involved in materialism, it could lead him down a road. He's never satisfied. You have 100, you're going to want 200. You have 200, you want 400. 400, you want 800, so on and so forth. And the Gama Nefesh Lo Simale, the soul is never happy with materialism. And the more a person gets involved in it, he gets drawn after it. But it's fleeting. Let's continue. How astounding are the ways of wisdom. How hidden are the paths of understanding. With which Hashem established the most selective creatures as Adam, human being. No other creation has the ability of intellect like a human being. Even Coco the gorilla. Even Coco the gorilla. You could train it, and it's fascinating, and It has different emotions. It could be happy, it could be sad. But like a human being, could it write a Shakespeare? Could it write a symphony and orchestra? It can't. The only human being. Let's continue now. Page. To read it over. Once Hashem provided humans with the ability to thrive in the physical world, he had to arrange for the continuity of mankind. He created a system so intricate that even if we study it intensely, so that we could admire and, on the next page now, 20, appreciate what he wrought, he would be unable to comprehend it in its entirety. Human brain and scientists, how much of a human brain do we use? A very small part. And it's something which is very mysterious to us. There's stories of people that if they have a surgery on the brain, they're able to touch certain parts of the brain. The person goes back, it's all there. All of his life experiences are there in the brain. And as a person taps in on it, we seem to forget it, but it's all there. And it's a very mysterious, of the most mysterious things of a human being, the brain, the intellect, understanding. Let's continue. Now, we're up to number 5 now. Also before us is a well-developed plan, intricately inlaid with precious gems of understanding, that testifies to the skill of its creator. Asher ein koyach la'adam lachkor. I'm sorry, a human lacks the capacity to grasp its full extent. To express sufficient glory and praise to him for creating it. We can't do real justice. The blueprint for the union of male and female to ensure the perpetuity of the world. And Hashem made a perfect system. Perfect system. A plan that encompasses the marvels of the reproductive organs of each male and female. And the creation of the desire that is necessary to ensure their procreative function. Right? The desire that Hashem put, right, is very important. It's here to bring souls down into the world primarily. Of course, even not, it's also part of the loving relationship and the deepest relationship we have in this world, a couple has. But Hashem orchestrates everything, and he made a perfect system that people should. Can you imagine if a person didn't have a desire to get married and to fall in love? Who would be having children? Who would be, right? Children are only, it's a lot of work having a child. It's a lot of work. Usually by our class, you could see I have to take breaks sometimes. I have my children that I'm in the house. I'm in the office in the house over here. And really, I should go out of the house because, things come up and there's a banging on the door, right? And that's all part of being a parent. It's a tremendous undertaking. So Hashem made a system that a person should want to fall in love, should want to have an attachment, an emotional attachment, a physical attachment. And by way of that, it ensures that the world continues on. Let's continue.
The Bills should have won, and they should be in there. The Seahawks.
So now he's saying, So now he's saying
back in there against the Seahawks, who's led by the former Jets quarterback. I can't.
Okay. Let's continue now. Where are we up to?
Somewhere in hay.
Umeiroi v'hergo. And this line is this should be underlined. Because we're accustomed to these marvels. Lo yargishoy b'nei adam es hanoiros haboire. People do not notice the wonders of the Creator. Es kulam hechinam v'gam yisodam kayomim la'ad lo'olamei olamim. Who devised these systems and established them lasting for all eternity. Because we're so used to it. We're so used to everything being good for you. A lot of times in life, we should only have bracha, mirza Hashem, and good things, bracha and parnasa, and livelihood and health. But a lot of times in life, we don't realize how good we have it. It's only when something goes wrong that we start to look back and realize the blessing and so much that Hashem does for us. But what is it? We're used to things. We're used to living this type of lifestyle. We're used to this type of health. And so we take it for granted. Now in Judaism, we don't take things, we're not supposed to take things for granted. So we make 100 blessings every day. King David was Mesakin, he's Metakin, he rectified for the Jewish nation, he fixed it was a problem. And he saw that the nation was not thanking Hashem, praising Hashem. So he made a enactment that we should say 100 blessings daily. And that's the idea, is that we should not become overly used to it, and we should make blessings with intent, with kavana, and we should, maybe we could mute it, Remendel. Maybe we should. And if everyone can mute themselves, that would be very good, unless you have a question. As kulam right? Hashem made this unbelievable system. We all take it for granted, but the blessings, when we make a blessing in Judaism, it is in order for us to not take it for granted. It's that we should, right? We use the bathroom. There's a blessing after going to the bathroom. In order for us to be grateful and thankful that our bodies work. And that's a merit for a person. That when a person's healthy, he's thanking Hashem. That creates a merit that they shouldn't, that God will continue it. Hashem. Let's continue. Od min hane'elamois marhive ayin umafliye leiv. Additional eye-catching and mind-boggling hidden aspects of creation. Yitzias ha'adam v'bet hanimai. Formation of a person in his mother's womb. V'dirasa shama tisha yerachim. He's residing there for 9 months. Chaim yusudarim. An orderly life. Chaim ne'imim. We're on page 21 now. A pleasant life. Hoylech v'gadol. He continuously grows. Hoylesu mis ateach. Continuously develops. U'ba'agiyah zmanai latzis. When the time comes for him to emerge, shover dalse imoi v'yotzi. He breaks the doors of his mother's womb and leaves. Right, and she's able to bear it. She's able to bear it. And creation of a human being. Do we stop and marvel at that? All this is arranged through the secret of creation. With many forces integrated with one another. And with all the acts revolving to fulfill their duty. Hashem made a place, every one wheel performing its role. And if one of them wouldn't, then it would be chaos, right? Working diligently with astounding speed until they produce a live infant. New and pristine. These are hard Hebrew words. Do we say that in the Kabbalah Shabbos? We talk about Shabbos, that Shabbos came at the end, but there was the purpose. And he's using that borrowed term. This end result was planned from the beginning. Believe Yotzer Kol Yitzurim, in the mind of the one who fashioned all creations. And now he elaborates a little more about this. A child has 9 months in the mother's womb, and everything's happening, and he's growing, and it's just perfect place for the child, that he shouldn't get crushed. And the mother grows with as the child grows, the mother's able to expand and then give birth to the child, and the child's cranium is very soft, Not like an adult's cranium or older child's cranium, right? Then the child would not be able to leave the womb. God makes it that it's soft. It's very soft in order for him to come out without any issues, right? Unbelievable. We take all these things for granted. We would say so. When the infant emerges, Hashem created for his mother breast, right? Right there, you don't have to go far, the baby, this newborn. Oh no, now we have to pack food for it. No, she could nurse him with milk for sustenance. Her blood turns into milk. She has the ability. Unbelievable. It's like a child's born, and the very next day, you have a delivery by your front door. Delivery, just enough food for the child every day, exact amount. That's what the mother is. That's how Hashem created, that the loving mother is able to sustain her children. The creator commanded, there should be phenomenal urge in the heart of the mother. The mother should have so much love for this baby. Hashem put it in the heart. If that wouldn't be there, oh my goodness, we can't imagine. Because again, it takes a lot. You're up, the baby's crying and up all night around the clock, and you're worn down after birth. But because Hashem made it, that a mother and a parent should love their baby. They love their baby. It's Hashem. That's God doing that. In order, because Hashem wants the baby to be taken care of. And God has many emissaries. He has many servants, many workers in this world doing his will. They're all doing his will in various ways. And the mother's love, Hashem, God implants that in the mother. Tirelessly care for her infant. We call this desire motherly love. For her frail newborn sons and daughters. The Creator also prepared a reflex in the newborn's nursing infant to suck on his mother's breast and to enjoy her milk, right? Hashem made it that the baby knows what to do. And the pressure is exact, right? The baby doesn't choke. It's just enough. It doesn't come out on its own. It has to, right? The baby sucks and the milk comes out. And if it would come out ferociously, the baby would choke. If it would come out too little, the baby would starve. It's just a perfect system. Perfect system. And that's in all of life. Hashem is setting up exactly the way he wants it to be. And we're going to hold it over here for tonight, Emes Hashem. But the idea is, I'm going to continue next week, Emes Hashem. But again, why are we starting off? We're learning about having bitachon, what it means to feel secure, what it means to feel calm. The Chozen Ish is going to explain later on in this work that when a person feels a connection to God, it's the highest tainig, the highest pleasure a person could reach. When he feels that closeness to Hashem. So how do we get there? So now he's building this pyramid for us. The Chozen Ish is building this pyramid, and he's saying how we cannot be ingrates. We have to realize Hashem is giving us our health. He's giving us over our bodies. He's giving us this endless wisdom for our souls to be housed in this world. And it's only through reflection that a person doesn't take for granted. If a person takes it for granted, then of course he's gonna live life, natural life like everyone else. He's not gonna think too much about God. It's not gonna motivate him. And he's just going to go after his material needs, and that's it. But when a person starts to not take it for granted, and he doesn't wait, God forbid, for when there's problems, and when the problems come, so then he's thankful and he recognizes Hashem. No, he doesn't. The Talmud says, "La'olam yispalel adam shelo yichla." A person should pray that he doesn't get sick. Should be always pray, even when you're healthy. And if a person's sick, then he should turn to Hashem, and Hashem is going to help him. Like Hashem helps us, all of us, and like Hashem has always been helping us and continues to help us. But it's with these foundations that we're able to come closer to God. When we don't take for granted, like so many people do, we are different. We don't take it for granted. And if we live lives that are different than others, that we recognize the Creator, we recognize Hashem, so then we Hashem takes us into, we are in, Omer Hashem Machsi, Hashem is my shelter. Then Hashem becomes our shelter. The more we take in, the more we recognize Hashem, the more we connect, then the greater the merit, and the more we start to see in our own lives, each and every one of us, we see Hashem helping us, guiding us, taking care of us. And Mitzvah Hashem, we're going to continue next week. Everyone should have a wonderful Shabbos. Take care.
Good Shabbos.
I apologize about the timing. I'm just, full disclosure, I can't have a set time because my schedule is a bit fluid, but anywhere between 7 to 8 o'clock. I saw that some people were confused about the timing of the class.